This is Men Origins Wolverine 3 3/4 figure, Logan. He comes in a wave of several Wolverine and X-Men characters, but he is the one depicted on the box art. So, sorry, right there. So I thought it'd be cool to just get him instead of the other Wolverines. Uh, this is part of Wave 1 of the movie figures. The box says he is a comic series Logan. Therefore, he does not look like this in the movie. He looks like that in the comic book. So it seems. Let me just start by reading the bio. Before he was Wolverine, before he was Weapon X, he was just Logan. Soldier, adventurer, thief, brawler, hero, and fugitive. He wandered the world looking for places to use his talents. Though he is now a man without a past, his history stretches back more than a century. Kind of lame. I think that's a poor summary of what Wolverine really is, or Logan really is. If you read up on the comic books, which my brothers and I did, Logan was just the only name that people knew about Wolverine. He had no idea where he came from. Professor X was trying to help him. All he knows is just that he has this healing ability, which makes him a mutant. That's his mutant power. He has claws, which are laced with adamantium, the hardest substance on Earth, and he has this entire skeletal system laced in adamantium. So he's virtually indestructible. I mean, you could not kill this guy. You can't even chop off his head because the bones are just made of the hardest stuff on Earth, and he won't age because his healing factor keeps repairing dead cells and cancer cells and whatnot. So the bio is sort of correct that it spans for more than a century. Uh, this is a pretty detailed figure, I have to admit. Very posable, very detailed, but again, as I said in my previous videos, if you're not a fan of the 3 3/4, he will not change your mind about it. If you do like the figure line, go ahead and get him. He'll just make you very happy. If you are on the fence about these figures and you are looking for a Wolverine figure, I suggest you get Logan instead of the yellow suited Wolverine or the brown suited Wolverine for the comic series. Otherwise, just save your money for the movie series, which has him in more civilian attire, jacket and dark blue jeans and all that. There is a Logan version of Wolverine where he has his gray shirt, khaki pants, and he has an axe. Okay. Let's move on to this figure and some of its details. This figure has his claws popped out. The claws are not separated. As you can see, it's one mold. They've put molding on the claws, sorry. And I guess it would be too much to ask for the claws to be separated. The figure does come with a sword. It's a soft, rubbery sword, which is really, I think, unnecessary. Unnecessary because he's got like 6 blades right here. What will he need? Like a big blade? But in the comic books, Wolverine is known to have used a katana before when he was in Japan, I think. So I guess it's alright. He does not come with a stand. This is actually a Star Wars figure stand, Kit Fisto, which I borrowed just so I can pose him in a lunging position. Okay, now let's go to articulation. As you can see, obviously, this figure is tremendously articulate and posable. He has 26 points of articulation. I mean, come on. It is, as I said, I think in my previous video, this is just the Toy Biz or the Marvel Legends figure mold reduced and shrunk in size, because let me just straighten him up. He's got movable, let me just show you. He's got ankles that go up and down and rotate 360. He's got double jointed knees. Um, his leg can go in and out, forward and backward, and rotate on the upper part of the thigh. He's got sort of a waist articulation, but it's an upper body articulation. The head is on a ball joint, but can't really move up and down as much. It can rotate 360. The shoulders can move forward, backward, in and out. The elbows do rotate 360 and move in and out. The wrists move 360. The only missing joints and articulation, if you know, the way I see it, are, well, hips, up and down motion of the head, longer up and down motion, bicep cut right there, and wrists moving in and out. Other than that, this is one very posable figure. You can do several poses with him. Uh, I have him in his classic comic book, because since it's a comic series, I have him in this classic uh, lunging, about to slash you to bits position. And I really like him this way. I never expected to really like this figure this much, 3 3/4 figure, but I'm really digging him right now. I'm still actually having trouble deciding where I'm going to display him, because he's really pretty small. And let me just show you how small he is. I think almost everybody has a Legends class G1 Bumblebee. He's about that small. It's about the same size as a Legends class figure. And the Legends class figure is like the smallest Transformers class. I mean, look at that. So if you don't like these small figures, I mean, just pass him up. But if you like Wolverine, and if you can live with this, with the diminutive size, then I say go ahead and pick him up. He is a lot better than the costume versions, and you know, he might not be as good as the movie series, but for the comic series, and I think he is one of the figures to buy. And he's not hard to find. He's pretty common. There's like 2 or 3 in a box when they come in and when stock is delivered. So you'll see him a lot on the shelves. Last bit of advice in choosing him. Uh, well, be it as it may that he has one of the best paint jobs in the entire figure line, you still have to watch out for paint issues. So try to pick a shirt that's not too dirty. Some of the shirts are very dirty right here. Try to pick one with the nicest painted eyes, eyebrows, sideburns. Also, watch out for this belt. Pick one that has the most silver paint on him, and don't pick one that has been smudged. What else? Oh, here. Make sure you find one that has very neat um, bone white paint, or beige white paint on his claws, because some have overlapped on his fingers and it's just crazy. Anyway, so one last look at Logan in his famous Wolverine lunge position. I wish they could have made his head move up and down so he could just look at where he's lunging. Just one last look. Let's get Bumblebee out of the way. One last look at Logan. Very nice. I mean, I wish he had come with a stand so I don't have to borrow Kit Fisto's stand, but just very, very nice. Detail, articulation, and, you know, not the best size, but I think he's worth picking up if you have to pick just one figure, one Wolverine figure from this toy line. So there you have him. X-Men Origins Wolverine 3 3/4, Logan. Thanks for watching.